Cheers, or as my neighbor Javier says, salute. I'm Mr. Carlos, teacher here at Downey High School. And if you're watching this video, you're probably one of my students, sophomore year, and you're very close to the end of your, what would be most likely your second or third to last essay of the school year on To Kill a Mockingbird. As you get to the end of this essay, right, your intro, your conclusion, you come to these empty boxes, your key terms thesaurus, excuse you. This is where you guys come up with some synonyms for terms or characters that should show up in your essay multiple times, so you don't sound like a broken record, so you're not lazy with language. You're watching this video, which I applaud you. Let's come up with some terms, all right? So here we go. Atticus, let's refrain. Let's not confuse our audience by mentioning his relationship to his children or the narrator. Let's instead focus on the context of your essay, which is about the trial. And his role in that trial is he's a lawyer. So we can refer to him as lawyer, right? Very simply, if I could spell it, we could certainly refer to him as Mr. Finch. That would be good. Let's not forget the basics, right? The pronoun he in referring to Mr. Finch, the lawyer for Tom Robinson. Let's put that down. So he is a lawyer, for Tom Robinson. And when we do that lawyer for thing, we can also take a look at some further ways of explaining his position in this courtroom as a lawyer for the defense. Speaking of defense, we can call him Tom's defense. We can even call him Tom's, or let's refer to him as Mr., right? Mr. Robinson's advocate. Okay, so lots of names there. Let's see, I did not combine a couple. Let's go with defense. And another word for lawyer, attorney, right? Defense attorney. So there is a plethora, a litany, a long list of options and different ways to refer to Atticus. Let's talk about the jury. First of all, the jury is really tricky because if you write jury at some point in your sentence, the subsequent pronoun would be an it or its in regards to its emotions or its opinion. The jury is a non-plural noun, it's singular, and it's not human. So in order to avoid that, we could call the members of the jury. Again, the computer's auto-capitalizing unless it's Mr. Finch or Tom Robinson. It shouldn't be capitalized. Let's see if I undo that. Another way to refer to the jury members, right after that, in a subsequent moment, it would be they, them. We could refer to a specific member of the jury. Any member of the jury might find this argument powerful and persuasive, right? Good language for your essay, guys, if you want to go back and add that in. How about juror? And of course, if we can say juror, we could say the plural of that is jurors. These would be humans, okay? So it would be, in this case, the jurors are all male. So if you said a juror, you would later say he, him, in that subsequent sentence. A juror would find this argument impactful. It would remind him of his own family. Perhaps is something you might say in a tie-in. So again, jury is tricky. So go ahead and feel free to use it. It's an it. It's an it. Okay. You have members of the jury. You have a member of the jury or any member of the jury. You have juror, jurors. And trying to think if there's anything else. I think that about does it. Poor Tom Robinson, right? And when we say that, I think most of us, as we read this novel, it reminds us he is part of the majority, that we are all good human beings, that we are all doing the best we can. He is no exception. Let's start off with this simple. We can refer to him as a he. We can refer to him as the defendant. Okay, and the careful spelling there is a couple E's and an A. It's auto-capitalizing. We don't necessarily need that. What else will we say? He's the accused. All right. So those are a couple of synonyms for Tom Robinson. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Mr. Robinson. And what's nice about that, you guys, is giving him a title that he's certainly due as a father, as an upstanding citizen of that town, Macomb, Alabama. We've got one more to go in these list of synonyms and try to bring this video to a close. We have the obligatory she. When we also do that, she is the victim. It seems in this trial, most people would agree with Sheriff Tate's testimony that she was certainly beat up, abused might be a stronger word, and as such, she is a victim in this case. It's really kind of sad. You would call her the plaintiff. You would also call her a witness for the state, right? I'm trying to think if there's any other terms that are escaping me right now. But again, you guys, as you look at this list, I'm encouraging you to work on your language, your diction, your word choice, and don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. You should be saying Atticus often. You should be saying jury often. You most likely will encounter Tom Robinson and Mayella on your analysis, your summaries. So use synonyms. And in that course, you will find yourself, in those efforts, you will find yourself improving your grades and improving your ability to communicate effectively and clearly. Thank you so much for watching. If you find me in class, say hello, and I wish you all the best on this essay. Thank you. I'll see you soon.